Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. Tonight, the Iowa Hawkeyes travel to Columbus, Ohio, to the Covelli Center to take on number 10 ranked Ohio State. Iowa now 5-21 on the year, 3-13 in the Big Ten. Three relatively successful last three weekends as they've split all three matches, losing to number 4 Wisconsin, number 8 Minnesota, and Michigan, but beating Michigan State, Indiana, and Maryland. So the Hawks are gaining some momentum, finding their footing here as we get towards the end of the year. The starting lineups tonight for the Hawkeyes will have Courtney Bizzario, Amaya Jones, Mari Hinkle, Bailey Ortega, Hannah Clayton, Adina Schmidt, and Addie Vanderweide. So the usual suspects there. And for Ohio State, we'll have Kylie Murr, Hannah Gruensfelder, Gabby Gonzalez, Mac Pedraza, Erica Davis, Riley Rader, and Emily Londot. Hawks will serve here to start the first set and get us underway. We're doing the final lineup checks, and we'll be ready to go. Hawkeyes in black tonight. Mari Hinkle, the libero, wearing white. Ohio State in the crimson. Libero wearing white. Ortega gets us going. She fires it over. Good pass. Ball goes outside. Dug up by Hinkle. Ortega gives it to Schmidt. Big swing off the block. Comes back on the Hawkeye side, though, and that'll be point for Ohio State. Give that block to Rader and Pedraza. Back to serve for Ohio State. It's Murr. She fires it over. Pass by Vanderweide. Goes on the slide to Clayton. She scores off the block. Goes high and ends up over the end line. 1-all. Good offense run there by the Hawks. Schmidt back to serve now for Iowa. Adina takes some bounces, comes forward and fires it right down the line. Passes off the net. Good pass goes to the outside. Swing goes off the block and scores. Give that one to Gonzalez. Good swing from the outside. And that'll send Londot back to the service line. Fires it over right down the line. Good pass. Goes right side. Bizzario high off the block. She's dug up, though. Ball goes middle attack. Chopped over and scores. That's Rader out of the middle. 3-1 Ohio State. Londot back to serve again. Sophomore from Utica, Ohio. She floats it over. Vanderweide uses hands. It goes back out to Vanderweide. High off the block. Scores. Hawks back to within 1, 3-2. Jones comes in. Clayton goes out. Hinkle goes to the service line for the Hawks. Mari checks the bench to see where they want her to go. Comes forward and fires. She fires long. 4-2 Buckeyes here in the early going. Gonzalez back to serve for Ohio State. Waiting for the up ref, gets the signal. She comes forward, fires it. Good solid serve. Diving play by Schmidt. Vanderweide from off the court. Knocks it out of bounds long. Hitting error makes it 5-2 Ohio State. Gonzalez will get a chance to serve again. One step fire right down the line again. Vanderweide, good pass to Ortega this time. Jones chops it over. Jones ball came back on the overpass on the dig. Jones tried to get it again and missed. Just couldn't quite get full connection. So the hitting error makes it 6-2 Bucks. Gonzalez again. Fires it over. Another good serve. Vanderweide, bad pass. Comes back over to Vanderweide, though. Rolls it over. And Bucks kind of misplay that. Nobody really took charge there. Hawks catch a break. 6-3 now on the Vanderwide kill. Bizarro back to the service line. Ortega goes out. Black into the front row. Buzz to serve. Buzz fires it over. Good serve. Actually, that's an ace serve as ball goes off Gonzalez into the front row of the court. 6-4. Buzz will get a chance to fire again. Senior from Chino Hills, California. Buzz fires. Wide. Tried to go to the same spot. Misses wide this time. 7-4. Couple service errors here in the early going for the Hawks. Split checks in. Buzz goes to the bench. That puts Rader at the service line. She comes forward. Fires it across court. Hinkle, good pass. Split pushes it out to Black. And she gets the kill as she goes cross court. Went high off the digger and scores 7-5. Vanderwide back to serve now. Addie takes a couple dribbles. Fires. Good serve. Right side attack. Rolled over. Dug up by Split. Hinkle pushes it out to Black on the right side. She goes high off the block and scores. Couple kills for Audrey Black, and it's 7-6. One from each side of the floor for Audrey. Vanderwide to serve again. Floats it over. Good pass this time. Goes to the outside, goes off the block, covered herself. Back row attack, rolled over. Hinkle diving one-handed play. Split platforms it. Hawks have to platform it over. Used up. Middle attack coming. Oh, and she hammers it home. That was Davis that pounds it to the floor. 8-6 Buckeyes. Pedraza back to serve. Long way behind the line. Floats it high over. Hawks get the play off Vanderwide. Split outside to Schmidt. She's dug up. Pedraza chases it down. Pushes it. Right side swing coming. Dug up by Vanderwide. Split to Jones. Tips. Covered. Dug up. Rolled over. Cheap kill. Oh, Hawks get it up. Black goes off the tape, not off the block. Hits it into the net. Ball ricochets out of play. That'll be a hitting error. 9-6 Ohio State. Pedraza to serve again. Another big high floater. Hinkle. Split. Schmidt goes through the block. Dug up by Murr. Pushes it outside again. Big swing dug by Hinkle. Overpass though. And Ohio State puts it away. That was Davis that hammers it home on the overpass. 10-6 now. Buckeyes back out by 4. Pedraza again. Floats it over. Pushed over. Jones from the middle. Hammers it home. Amaya Jones with her first kill out of the middle. 10-7. Hawks back to within 3. I think it was Annika Olsen that hit that big high floating loop ball a couple years ago for Iowa. Pedraza's not quite doing that, but it's similar. Jones back to serve for the Hawks. Fires it over. Great serve. Ball goes out to the right side. Big swing off the block. Diving play by Vanderwide. Split gets it. Schmidt tips. Dug up. Pedraza middle attack off the tape. Split with a pancake. Jones gets it up in the air. Black platforms it over. Murr. Pedraza goes right side. Right down the line and wide. Hitting error by Londot. And the Hawks have a couple in a row. 10-8. Jones to serve again. Amaya spins it. Knocks it over. Decent pass. Right side slide coming. Goes. Oh, Hawks are in the net. So that'll go as a kill for Londot on the slide. Tough break for the Hawks as she hit it wide, but Hawks were in the net. 11-8 now. Gruensfelder back to serve now. Waiting for the go-ahead here. Just getting the lineups right. She comes forward now and fires. Vanderwide, great pass to Ortega. Outside to Schmidt. Hits the antenna. That'll go as a hitting error. 12-8 Ohio State. Gruensfelder again. Comes forward, fires it over. Good pass. Ortega, back row from Vanderwide. She blocked. Good diving play there. One hand's up, rolled over. Schmidt gets it. Ortega, back row to Bizzario. She's dug up. Pedraza outside. Big swing right down the line. It's a touch and it's a good kill. Give that to Gabby Gonzalez, and it's 13-8 Buckeyes. And Iowa will go ahead and use its first timeout. 13-8, the number 10 ranked Buckeyes lead the Hawks. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented to you by Quickstar. Iowa Volleyball is also brought to you by University of Iowa Sports Medicine, offering sports injury prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation to athletes of all ages and skill levels. University of Iowa Sports Medicine, team physician of your Iowa Hawks. 13-8, Buckeyes lead Hawkeyes here in the early going, 3-0 run for the Bucks. Hawks struggling to get the offense on track, hitting 111 here in the early going. Buckeyes hitting 294, so really nice job from the Bucks to get going. Ohio State had gotten up to as high as third in the rankings. September 13th, the Buckeyes were third in the country, their highest ranking in program history. And they're also on the longest top 10 ranked streak they've ever had, 12 consecutive weeks in the top 10. Serve comes from Gruensfelder. Schmidt passes it to Ortega. Back to Bizzario in the back row. She's dug up. Ball goes to middle. Hinkle one hand. Clayton tried to guide it over, and she was blocked. Gonzalez gets it. It's 14-8. Actually, that was Davis. Sorry. Davis gets it. 14-8. Buckeyes on top. Gruensfelder again. Vanderwide to Ortega. Bad pass. Hawks get it over. Hawks in trouble now. Clayton powers it over. Pedraza outside, big swing. Dug up by Vanderwide. Ortega chases it down, platforms it to Schmidt. She tips it, she's blocked. Didn't get it far enough. Easy block there by the right side. That was, that was Landot and Davis that got it. 15-8 now. Gruensfelder again. Fires it right down. Actually went cross court. Vanderwide couldn't handle it. Tough play for the Hawks. Service ace there. It's 16-8. 6-0 run now for the Buckeyes. Hawks need a defensive stop here. Need the ball back in their own hands to serve. Big floater this time. Schmidt digs up. Ortega, Clayton off the block, but she's dug up. Gruensfelder to Pedraza. Outside, big swing off the block. Vanderwide with one hand. Bizzario chases it down. Schmidt will platform it over. Middle attack coming. Dug up again one-handed by Vanderwide. Schmidt platforms it to Bizzario in the back. Good play. Pedraza, right side, tipped over. Hinkle with the pancake. Hawks get it over again. Pedraza, right side, off the block. Another diving one-handed play. Ortega to Bizzario in the back row. And the Hawks score! Courtney Bizzario gets the kill. What a play by the Hawks. Great defense there as Iowa diving all over the place. One-handed here, one-handed there, pancake over there. What a defensive effort from the Hawks. And Bizzario finally ends it with the kill. Ortega back to serve now. Hawks trailing, middle attack coming. Blocked back onto the Ohio State side. Back-to-back points as the Hawks, see that was Clayton and Schmidt that blocked Davis. It's 16-10. Ortega will fire again. Bailey takes some breaths, deep breath, and swings and fires. Murr, good pass. Right side. Londot off the block. Hawks get another one-handed play. Bizzario off the block. She's dug up. Murr gives it to Londot again. Goes right down the line and scores this time, 17-10. Murr now back to serve for the Buckeyes. Fantastic libero here. She floats it over. Hinkle gets it. Ortega, backside to Schmidt. Goes out of bounds. Hitting air from Schmidt, 18-10. And the Hawks will call timeout. 18-10. Hawks use their second timeout here in the first set. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented to you by Quickstar. Hawks trail set one, 18-10. Just again, looking through the stats, how Iowa matches up. You look at the Buckeyes. They lead the country. They lead the country in assists per set at 13.69 and kills per set at 14.77. The setter, Mac Pedraza, ranks second in the Big Ten in assists per set and second in the nation. And she's third in the Big Ten total in assists. So the Buckeyes run very efficient offense, and so it'll be up to the Hawks to try to slow them down a little bit. Right now, the Buckeyes 9 kills, 2 errors, hitting .241. So the Hawkeyes holding them under their season average. Problem is the Hawks only hitting .077, 7 kills, 5 errors. And so the Hawks will have to ramp up their own offense a little bit, see if they can find a way to crawl back into the set and really just to make the whole match competitive by getting the offense going. Murr to serve again. Knocks it over. Vanderwide. Tough pass. Ortega. Bizzario off the net. Dug up by Murr. Pedraza pushes it right side. Big swing off the block. Clicks back onto the Ohio State side. Pedraza again. Right side Londot. Scores right down the line. 19-10. Ohio State on a little mini run again. Murr from Yorktown, Indiana will serve again. She's a junior. Fires it over. Hawks Clayton tips it over. Ortega covers. Vanderwide to Bizzario. Buzz off the block. Dug by Vanderwide. Ortega. Bizzario again. Right down the line and scores. 19-11. Hawks stick to it again. Get a couple swings and score. That'll send Hansen back to serve. She's checked in. Kendra comes forward. Knocks it over. Good pass. Middle attack. Good one. Ortega gets it up. Clayton. Chopped over. Tipped over by Londot. Boy, what a great play there. She's been a lot of power. This time she tips it over and finds the hole. 20-11. Ohio State now in the lead. Taylor will check in. She'll serve for the Buckeyes. (20-11). Ohio State on top. Taylor knocks it over. Hinkle. Good pass to Ortega. Right side to Bizzario. Dug up by Murr. Goes outside. Big swing off the block. Dug by Hinkle. Ortega. Outside to Vanderwide. Diving play there. Pedraza gets good hands on it. And the big swing with a late block gives the Buckeyes a 21-11 lead on the Gonzalez kill. Taylor to serve again. She spins it, comes forward and fires. Right down the line, Vanderwide, good pass, right side to Bizzario, through the block, scores, 21-12. Clayton goes out, Jones comes to the front row, and Hinkle goes to the service line. Mari floats it over. Good pass. Middle attack coming. Good dig there by Hansen. Vanderwide from the outside with a swing, dug by Murr. Overpass though. Hawks get it up in the air. Hinkle, back row. Hansen rolls it over. She's dug up though. Middle attack coming. Hinkle. Clayton tips it over. Murr gets the dig. Pedraza dunks it. Ortega gets the dig. Back to Buckeye side. Pedraza again. Big swing high off the block. Hansen with one hand. Can't quite control it. 22-12 on the kill from Gabby Gonzalez. That'll send Gonzalez back to the service line. Good effort for the Hawks. Just couldn't quite finish that one off. Gonzalez comes forward, fires. Frightened the net. 22-13. That'll send Bizzario back to the service line. That'll bring Black into the front row. Buzz spins it and comes forward. Good pass there. Pedraza pushes it right side. Big swing off the block. Stays on Ohio State side. Murr goes back outside. Big high swing off the block and scores. 23-13. Give that kill to Moore. Moeller comes in. She'll serve now. (23-13). Buckeyes in control here in the first. Moeller floats it over. Hinkle. Great pass to Split. Jones off the block scores. Amaya Jones with the kill. 23-14. That'll send Vanderwide back to serve. Addie, the freshman from Ada, Michigan. Knocks it over. Tough pass off the net. Rolls shot over. Hinkle reads that easy. Split. Right side to Black. She's dug up. Pedraza goes back outside again. Another diving play by Hinkle. Split chases it down. Back row from Vanderwide. Rolls it over. Middle attack from Ohio State's blocked. Pushes it back out to the right side though on the cover. And she hits it off the antennas. That's a hitting error from Moore. Hawks to serve again. It'll be Vanderwide. Floats it over. Pushes it outside. Moore gets another swing. This time she scores. 24-15. Buckeyes 1 point away here from taking the first set. Pedraza to serve. Floats it over. Hinkle. Split. Hansen tries to go right down the line and misses. And that'll do it. 25-15. Buckeyes take set one. We'll go ahead and take a timeout. Buckeyes lead 1-0. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Iowa Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. Big news actually breaking out of the Iowa women's basketball program. The Sunday game against Drake and the trip to Cancun have been canceled by the Iowa women's basketball program as they had a COVID outbreak within the program. And so a number of team and staff followed. The release reads, "We're obviously disappointed, but understand this is the right decision. Our team and staff have followed best practices, but unfortunately a number of individuals experienced symptoms and tested positive. We will continue to follow the guidance of our medical staff and look forward to returning to the court." So tough break for the 8th-ranked women's basketball team as they had played Wednesday night, beat Southern on Wednesday, and then now we'll have the game against in-state rival Drake canceled. And as it gets colder here in Iowa, unfortunately for the program, won't be able to take the trip to Cancun either over Thanksgiving weekend. So big news there, and it's kind of the world in which we live right now. It's a tough environment to try to keep everybody healthy all the time, and I suppose it's better to get bitten now in the regular season and let everybody get their feet back on the ground. We'll hope everybody's healthy and good as it goes along and recovers well and gets their feet back under them. So teams returning back to the court here in the Covelli Center. It's Ohio State 1-0 over Iowa. Buckeyes took the first set 25-15. We'd mentioned the Buckeyes averaging 14.8 kills per set. They got 15 there in the first set. Hawks had 10, hit 098, 3 kills from Courtney Bizzario, hitting 250, a couple from Audrey Black, a couple from Amaya Jones, and a couple from Addie Vanderwide. Hannah Clayton also had one, as the Hawks totaled 10 kills, but 6 hitting errors, held them back a little bit. 10 digs in that first set for Mari Hinkle, so great set for Mari on the defensive side, keeping the Hawks going there. As we get the lineups checked, we'll be ready to go. Murr will start us off here in set 2 for the Buckeyes. Libero from Ohio State back to serve, and she runs it forward and fires. Floats it over, finds a good seam, and there's an ace serve to start the set. Buckeyes on top already, 1-0. That'll give her a second chance. She's back there in the 5 spot again, runs it forward and fires it over. Vanderwide, good pass this time. Ortega to Clayton out of the middle. She scores. Hannah Clayton, kill number 2. So we've got Hansen in now. She's filled in for Adina Schmidt, who was having a hard time beating the block. Hansen fires it over. Good pass up, goes cross. Hinkle with another good dig. Hansen platforms it up to Vanderwide. Vanderwide, big swing off the net, scores off the block. First lead of the night for the Hawks, 2-1. We've seen here in the last couple of weeks is Hawks have done a nice job. They make some kind of in-course substitutions and changes, and players have responded pretty well out of that. Hansen serves again, overpass. Big swing from the Hawks, goes just wide. That was Clayton, who had a great swing at it out of the middle on the overpass, but hit it just wide, 2-2. Taylor to serve. She runs up, knocks it long, just wide, I guess it is. Makes it 3-2 Hawks. We've been talking here over recent weeks. Jones and Clayton are in a battle for the all-time leading hitting percentage in Iowa history. Clayton at 293 in her career. Jones at 292. They stand second and third. Hinkle serves it. Ball's outside swing. Dug by Hinkle. Vanderwide chases it down. Ortega platforms it over. Ball goes out to the outside. Big swing. Hinkle again, but can't keep this one in the court. That's a kill for Gonzalez, tied at 3. So yeah, big Clayton is tied for ninth with Jess Janata for 311 blocks. So she has the one tonight. Will moves her up on top there. Gonzalez fires it over. Vanderwide steps in front. Ortega backside to Bizzario. She's dug up. Ball goes to the outside. Big swing off the net. Dug by Vanderwide. Ortega chases it down. Vanderwide with the swing goes off the block. She's dug up. Pedraza, middle attack. One-handed again by Hinkle. Ortega platforms it to Vanderwide off the block. Hinkle covers. Ortega, middle attack. Jones scores. 4-3 Hawks. Good scramble again. Hawks have shown a lot of feistiness again. Really had to work for these points. They've stuck with it, though, and found a way to score them. Jones now with 3 kills. Bizzario back to serve. Buzz fires it down the line. Moore, it's off the net. Pedraza gives it back out to Moore. Big swing, she's blocked. That was Ana Banjo who just stepped in there. Great block from her and Jones. Good for Toyosi. Steps on the floor, immediately makes an impact. That's what we were talking about. The subs, they do a nice job. They're ready to play. Bizzario again, right down the line. Moore, overpass. Jones takes it. Bizzario sets it outside to Vanderwide. Goes through and scores. 6-3 Hawks. Addie Vanderwide. So Hawks have had to make some substitutions on the fly here. Last weekend it was Hansen coming in for Black. This weekend Hansen's in for Schmidt, and that'll bring Toyosi Anabanjo in for Black when she needed a sub. More big swing goes. Oh, she went wide, but the Hawks were in the net. So that was Jones in the net. 6-4. Iowa still leads. Give Moore the kill. That'll put Rader back to the service line for the Buckeyes. She spins it, and she comes forward. Knocks it across. Good pass from Vanderwide. Split to Jones off the block. One-handed by Toyosi. Good play there. Vanderwide goes off the block, but dug up. Rolled over, blocked back onto the Ohio State side, and that'll be a hitting error. Give that block to Vanderwide and Jones as they block more. 7-4, Hawks lead. Vanderwide back to serve. Looks like we're going to have a challenge here from the Buckeyes. We'll see what this is about again. We've got each team gets 2 challenges now. So if you challenge and you're correct, then you keep the challenge. If you challenge and you're wrong, you lose it. So again, just 2 challenges each now. Around at some of the other scores, Purdue leads 1-0 over Michigan. They're also early in the second set. Where I sit in Extreme Arena, I sit right by the replay official, so I have a much better idea of what's going on. I can't say that I have any real idea of what they're challenging at this point. Better kept secret here. So looks like it's going to stay with the Hawks, though. So Ohio State will lose the challenge. 7-4, Hawks on top. Vanderwide back to serve. Ohio State's coach. Oh, then the serve went. Sorry, glance down. The serve went in the net there from Vanderwide. So 7-5. Just thinking, Jen Flynn Oldenburg last year was her first year with the Buckeyes. Won Coach of the Year in the Big Ten. Now in her second season, already has the Buckeyes to the highest ranking in program history. Buckeyes floated over. Hinkle takes it. Split. Goes backside. Jones dug up by Murr. Pedraza back row swing. Off the block, but scores. Give that kill to Gonzalez from the back row. The Buckeyes are back to within 7-6. Pedraza, another big high floater. Anabanjo takes it. Split outside. Hansen off the block, covered by Jones. Split chases it down. Back row from Vanderwide. She's dug up. Ball goes right side. Londot dug by Hinkle. Vanderwide gives a good ball to Hansen. Chops it over. Murray gets it up. Pedraza middle attack. whiffed over, split. Jones puts it onto the Buckeye side. Londot takes a swing at it and scores as she catches the line. Split thought it was out. Londot catches the line and we're tied at 7. Actually, that was out, 8-6. Jones serves. Londot tips it. Clayton oh boy, big mistake there for the Hawks. Clayton covered it. Split was right there, and instead of taking charge as the setter, kind of got a little confused with what Vanderwide was doing, and the ball fell between them, 8-7. Gruensfelder to serve. Comes forward and fires it over. Hansen, good pass to Ortega, middle from Clayton. She's dug up. Murr gives the ball to Londot. Blocked. Back to Londot again. Down the line and out of bounds. She misses it. 9-7 Hawks on top. Hawks doing a nice job this set. Kind of keeping tabs or better track of the Buckeye offense. Ortega to serve. Floats it over. Passes off the net. Pedraza middle attack. Davis scores. Good swing there. 9-8 Hawks by 1. Hawks had a good first 18 or 20 points of the last set. And then the Buckeyes put the pedal to the metal and the Hawks couldn't find an answer. Murr back to serve. Knocks it over. Vanderwide gets it. Ortega, middle attack from Clayton. Off the block, scores. Hannah Clayton with the kill. 10-8 Hawks. Give Hannah 3 now. Hansen back to serve. Kender comes forward. Fires it cross court. Good pass. Outside swing. Hinkle gets it with one hand. Vanderwide tries to chase it into the crowd. Can't do it. 10-9. Give Gonzalez the kill. Good outside swing there. In checks Taylor. And she'll serve. Spins it, comes forward, floats it over. Hinkle, great pass to Ortega. Middle attack from Clayton, blocked, covered. Clayton again, blocked, not covered. Oh, man. Good middle block there from Buckeyes, and we're tied at 10. Give Rader and Pedraza the block. They stymied Clayton twice on that play. Taylor again. She fires it. Long as Hinkle ducks underneath at 11-10 Hawks. Clayton goes out. Jones comes in. Mari Hinkle back to serve. Mari fires it right over. Ball's way off the net. Murr takes it, platforms it all the way outside. Big swing. Ooh, good roll shot right into the seam. That was Gonzalez. Boy, Hawks probably should have gotten that one. 8 kills now for Gonzalez on just 17 swings, hitting .471. Great percentage for an outside. She'll be back to serve. Gonzalez knocks it over. Hansen, Ortega, Pizarro tips. She's covered. Big ball put up, more tips. Ortega gets it. Hinkle behind her to Hansen. Good swing, but she's dug up. Vanderwide just whiffs on the overpass. 12-11 Buckeyes. Gonzalez to serve again. Knocks it over. Lunging play from Hansen. Ortega. Jones has to tip. Moore gets it. Pedraza. Backside from Gonzalez tips. What a beautiful placement on the tip there. Dropped it right in front of Hinkle, who came flying in, but couldn't quite get the ball up in the air. 13-11 now. Really good off direction there. Didn't tip it right over the block. Went to the side. Gonzalez to fire again. She knocks it long as Hansen steps out of the way. 13-12. Bizzario now back to serve. Buzz spins it, comes forward. Moore takes it. Pedraza outside to Moore, big swing. Hinkle gets it up in the air. Jones tips with the left hand. She's dug up. Pedraza, middle attack, dug by Hinkle. Bizzario, Vanderwide off the net, dug by Gonzalez. Pedraza outside to Moore, big swing, dug by Hinkle back onto the Ohio State side. Track down, Pedraza, middle attack, dug by Hinkle again. Bizzario, back row. Hansen rolls it over. Moore gets it. Pedraza, back row. Big swing off the block. Hansen gets the dig. Bizzario, middle to Jones. Misconnection. Won't get over to the Buckeye side. Tough break there for the Hawks. 14-12 Ohio State. Raider back to serve. Ohio State on top here in the second. They lead 1-0. Knocks it into the net. Service error starting to pile up for the Buckeyes. 14-13 now. Vanderwide back to serve for the Hawks. Addy runs it forward. Knocks it in the net. Service error starting to pile up for both teams. 15-13. Buckeyes on top. Pedraza to serve. She's been hitting the big floater. See what she brings this time. The big floater. Hinkle chases it down. Split to Jones. Tips. Moore gets it up. Pedraza platforms it behind her to Londot. Dug up by Vanderwide. Split. Jones swings it off the block and scores. 15-14. Hawks hanging around. Jones back to the service line. She comes forward, fires it right in the net. 16-14 Buckeyes. That'll send Gruensfelder back to the line. Hawks now, actually each team 5 service errors apiece. Gruensfelder to serve. She runs it forward, floats it over. Vanderwide, Ortega, backside. Bizzario has to tip. Murr digs. Pedraza outside. Big swing off the block and scores. Give that to Gonzalez. 10 kills now for her. 17-14 Buckeyes. Gruensfelder again. Runs it forward, fires. Vanderwide, bad pass. Ortega gets it though. Hansen has to roll it over. Uses the setter. Murr platforms it to Londot. Big swing off the block. Londot has to go back up, tip it over. Second time she gets it to the floor. It's 18-14 Buckeyes. Coach Brown will call timeout. We'll take the break as well. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. Hawk fans, get a taste of game day at your home by stopping by Molly's Cupcakes and picking up your favorite cookie or Rice Krispie treat to satisfy your sweet tooth craving. Molly's Cupcakes, located off Clinton Street in the heart of downtown Iowa City. Good competitive second set, but the Buckeyes have used a 3-0 run to take an 18-14 lead here in set 2. They took set 1, 25-15. Hawks have done a nicer job slowing down the Buckeye offense, holding Ohio State to 222 this set, but the Hawks hitting 0, 6 kills, 6 errors here in set 2 has made it hard for them to make any real headway. And then the service errors have piled up here a little bit. Both teams now with 5 service errors apiece. Iowa with 1 ace, Ohio State with 2. But the Hawks are right there if they can just find a way to get the offense queued back up. 4 kills from Elijah Jones, 4 from Maddie Vanderwide in total. And we'll get going with Gruensfelder to serve again. 18-14, Buckeyes on top. She knocks it over. Good pass, split, pushes it backside to Anabanjo, and she's blocked. Hawks can't cover. Give that block to Davis and Gonzalez, and it's 19-14 Buckeyes. This is kind of where we were in the first set. Hawks right there going toe-to-toe, and the Buckeyes flexed a little bit, and the Hawkeyes couldn't quite handle it. Gruensfelder to serve. She runs forward, fires cross. Vanderwide, good pass to Split. Outside to Hansen, off the block, covered by Hinkle. Split, middle from Clayton. Blocked back on the Hawks side. Split takes it. Hinkle, back row from Vanderwide. Off the block, Murr gets it. Pedraza goes right side. And Blondout was blocked and they weren't able to cover and help her. Ball ricochets out of bounds. Give that block to, looked like it was Hansen and Clayton. 19-15 Hawks trail. Ortega back to serve. Bailey spins, comes forward, floats it over. Good pass. Pedraza outside, big swing, scores. Ball was touched. So give that kill to Gonzalez, 20-15. Kill number 11 for her. Murr back to serve. Knocks it over. Vanderwide. Pass to Ortega. Slide from Clayton. Blasts it over the block and out of bounds. 21-15 on the hitting error. Murr to serve again. Floats it over. Vanderwide. Tough pass. Ortega to Hansen. Blocked. That's Londot and Rader. 22-12. I'm sorry, 22-15. Londot again. I'm sorry, Murr again. Floats it over. Hinkle. Ortega. Clayton's blocked. Hawks can't cover. 23-15. As the net play from the Buckeyes has really stepped up a notch. Murr fires again. Hinkle. Ortega. Backside to Clayton. She goes wide. No touch called. 24-15. Hawks just piling up the hitting errors at this point. Murr now to serve for the set. She knocks it over. Vanderwide can't handle it. Boy, that escalated quickly. A 6-0 run to end the set. Buckeyes win set 2, just like the first, 25-15. And now, of course, lead 2-0. Folks, Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. Homewood Suites and Home to Suites by Hilton each offer guests spacious suites, complimentary breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country. Buckeyes lead 2-0, taking both sets by an identical 25-15 score. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. Hawks drop both sets 1 and set 2, 25-15. Hawks having a little trouble on the offensive end, 16 kills but 17 errors as the Ohio State block really turned up. 5 blocks for the Buckeyes. So the Hawks finding ways to make some errors where Buckeyes causing some and maybe the Hawks self-inflicted some because they're a little worried about the block. Defensively, though, we'll start with a real positive. Mari Hinkle through 2 sets has 18 digs. Fantastic defensive effort from Mari. Addie Vanderwide also has 8, which would normally be a pretty good number. 4 kills each for Amaya Jones and Addie Vanderwide. Amaya's hitting .250, which actually leads the team, tied with Audrey Black, who hit .250 in her time in the match. 8 assists for Bailey Ortega, 4 for Jenna Split. Amaya Jones has a couple of blocks. Hawkeye Wrestling kicks off their dual meet season tonight as the defending champion and number 1 ranked Hawkeyes take on number 21 ranked Princeton. Be a good chance for the Hawks to get back into Carver, see a different squad instead of wrestling themselves. But boy, Hawks are loaded, bring everybody back from the national championship team and hopefully get everybody healthy. That seems to be the biggest key for wrestling is can you keep all your guys healthy and all your point scorers? I guess along the wrestling news, the women's wrestling program hired their first coach today. Let's see if I can catch her name. I saw it just a minute ago. Should have been better prepared for that. Hawkeyes go with there it is, Clarissa Chun, as she comes to the Hawkeyes from an assistant coach on the women's national team. So great pedigree there for the Hawks to hire the first women's coach. So good stuff there. A lot of fun stuff going on. Some not so fun stuff, but a lot of good stuff happening so far with some of the Iowa programs. Hawks will serve here to start set 3. See if they can claw back here and extend the match a little bit. Hawks have been very competitive through 20, 25, 30 points in the set, but problem is they've been 40-point sets, so the Hawks will have to keep their focus a little bit longer, stay in the fray a little bit longer and see if they can battle out and win some points. Ortega will get us going here to start set 3. Bailey floats it over. Diving play. Pedraza right side to Londot. Goes right down the line. Hinkle overpass. Buckeyes get it. Pedraza dumps it over. Ortega. Hinkle. Bizzario tips. She's covered. Platform comes over to Londot. Rolls it over. Oh, Hinkle took a bad angle. Thought she saw where it was going on the tip, but the ball just went in a slightly different direction. Londot gets that kill. Buckeyes get the first point and lead 1-0. That's Londot's 7th. And Murr back to the service line. She was on quite the tear there at the end of the second set. Knocks it over this time. Vanderwide off the net. Ortega platforms it to Bizzario. Bizzario right down the line and scores. Courtney Bizzario ends Murr's service run this time right away. Tied at 1. Hansen to serve. Kendra comes forward. Knocks it cross. Good pass. Middle attack off the block, but goes over Ortega's head. 2-1 Ohio State. Give that kill to Rader. That's her second. Buckeyes to serve now. Taylor. She spins. She comes forward. Knocks it down the line. Vanderwide steps in. Ortega right side to Bizzario. Dug by Murr. Overpass. Back to the Hawks side. Ortega gives it behind her to Bizzario again. Dug up again. Pedraza outside, rolls over. Ortega gets it. Slagle pushes it out to Bizzario. She's blocked. Buzz is blocked by Pedraza and Rader. 3-1 Buckeyes. I'm sorry, that was Gonzalez and Rader. Taylor to serve again. She comes forward, knocks it across. Vanderwide off the net. Ortega chases it down, gives it to Vanderwide. She's blocked. That was Rader and Pedraza, so it's 4-1. Buckeyes out fast here in the set. Taylor again. Hawks will need to stop this quick. Hinkle, good pass to Ortega. Middle from Clayton off the block. Murr digs it up. Pedraza, middle attack. Good swing there. That's Rader. She's got 3, and it's 5-1 Buckeyes. Hawks just can't find the rhythm right now. Buckeyes defense is stifling both at the net and in the back row. Taylor knocks it over. Good pass. Goes outside. Vanderwide tips it off the block. She's dug up, though. Ball goes out. Gonzalez rolls it over. Diving play by Slagle. Ortega behind her to Bizzario. Big swing off the block again. She's dug up. Pedraza tries to dunk it over. She's dug by Bizzario. Ortega outside to Vanderwide. Rolls it over. Dug by Gonzalez. Ball goes back out to Gonzalez. It's tight, and she punches it out of bounds down the line. 5-2. Gonzalez with her first hitting error. And the Hawks break the run. Hinkle will go back to serve. Murray knocks it over. Good pass. Pedraza pushes it back out to Gonzalez. Big swing again. Tries to go down the line and misses again. Back-to-back hitting errors for Gonzalez, and it's 5-3. If the Hawks are going to crawl back in this, they could use a little bit of help. Hinkle fires it over. Good pass. Pedraza goes up, dunks it over. Ortega gets it. Hinkle platforms it to Bizzario. She rolls it over. Dug up. Pedraza, middle attack. Good ball. Hawks are going to get it over. Hinkle platforms it over. Murr takes it. Pedraza goes up. Middle attack this time. Rader makes no mistake and scores. 6-3. Gonzalez back to serve for the Buckeyes. Knocks it forward. Slagle knocks it right into the net. Ace serve. Gonzalez has got a neat little serve. It's a slow approach, and then, boy, she just kind of quick punches it, and all of a sudden it gets on you. Slagle couldn't handle it. 7-3 Ohio State. Gonzalez again. Slagle, good pass this time. Ortega to Jones. Jones tips. Ohio State platforms it over barely. Hinkle gets it. Ortega outside to Vanderwide. Big swing. Dug by Murr. Pedraza chases it down, gives it to Moore. Big swing, goes cross. Vanderwide gets it. Ortega, backside to Bizzario, tips. Uses Pedraza. Murr goes behind her to Moore. Moore goes wide. Hawks score 7-4. Hawks catching some breaks on hitting errors here. Neither team hitting very well. 0-59 for the Buckeyes, negative 0-59 for the Hawks. Bizzario to serve. Buzz spins. Knocks it forward. Moore. Good pass to Pedraza. Back out to Moore. Diving one-handed play by Hinkle. Jones takes second ball. Vanderwide swings. Hawks somehow get the ball back over on the block. Pedraza middle attack. Dug by Slagle. Bizzario to Vanderwide. Rolls it over. Moore gets it. Pedraza tries to dunk it over. She's blocked. Murr gives it back to Moore. Big swing. Dug by Hinkle. Bizzario outside to Vanderwide. Tipped off the block and scores. 7-5. Another great scramble point for the Hawks. What they haven't made up for in looking pretty. They've made it in grit and scramble. It's been a nice job there for the Hawks on some of these points. Bizzario knocks it right down the line at Moore. Pedraza, it's tight. Moore gets the big swing and she scores. 8-5 Buckeyes lead. That was Moore's 4th kill. Hawks have made her work. 19 swings for those 4 kills. Raider to serve. 8-5 Buckeyes. She knocks it over. Slagle, good pass. Split. Jones on the slide. Scores. 8-6. Amaya Jones, kill number 5. And that'll put Vanderwide back to serve for the Hawks. Addy knocks it over. Good pass. Pedraza outside Moore. Blocked. Murr has to free ball it over. Hinkle takes it. Gives it to Split. Behind her, Donna Bonjo. She's blocked. Stays on the Hawkeye side. Anabanjo blocked by Moore and Davis, so it's 9-6 Buckeyes on the hitting error. Pedraza with the floater. At least I assume it's the floater coming. There it is. Big high one. Hinkle takes it. Split. Middle to Jones. Dug by Murr. Moore uses hands. Back row from Gonzalez. Blocked back on the Buckeye side. Londot. Big swing. Dug by Vanderwide. Split. Vanderwide from the back row. Dug up. Moore uses hands. Gonzalez. Blocked by Jones. Back onto the Buckeye side. 9-7 Hawks trail, but give that block to Amaya Jones, her 3rd of the night. And that will put Amaya back at the service line. Hinkle goes to the bench. Clayton zooms into the front row. Jones fires. Good swing. Murr can't handle it. Knocks it in the net. Ace serve. Amaya Jones doing a little bit of everything, and it's 9-8. Amaya again. Spins it. Rips it. Murr, better pass this time. Pedraza behind her. Actually, that was middle attack from Londot. Back row from Vanderwide. Dug by Murr. Pedraza, right side to Londot. This time she goes off the block and scores. 10-8. Give Londot 8. 10-8. Hawks hanging around. We've been here before, though. Hawks are going to have to find a way to do something different here in the back half of the set. Gruensfelder to serve. She comes forward and rips it. Vanderwide, bad pass. Split, chases it down. Big high platform to Hansen. Rolls it over. Dug up by Pedraza. Murr to Londot. Tips it over. Another great spot from her. Buckeyes on the off speed have done a great job finding floor. You know, not trying to hit it hard, but trying to hit it in the right spot. She hit it right over into the 2 position. Scores to make it 11-8. Gruensfelder will serve again. Pulls it back, fires. Goes right in the middle, Vanderwide. Split. Clayton has to roll it over. Uses Pedraza. Murr to Londot again. Big block. Ball catches the line. Hansen and Clayton get the block on Londot. 11-9, Buckeyes lead. Block number 2 for Clayton. Block number 1 for Hansen. Ortega back to serve. 21 digs for Mari Hinkle. Ortega knocks it over. Ball's tight. Pedraza pushes it outside. Dug up by Ortega. Hinkle platforms behind her to Hansen. Big swing off the block. The ball goes out of bounds. Point Hawks, 11-10. Ortega will serve again. Hawks creeping up on it. Ortega spins, fires it, goes cross, good pass. Ball goes right side to Londot. She tries to chop it wide and misses. Tied at 11. Ortega to serve again. She spins it, comes forward. Good pass. Ball goes outside. Big swing. Blocked. Gabby Gonzalez blocked by Bizzario and Clayton. Hawks have a 12-11 lead. That'll put Ortega back to serve again. She knocks it over. Long. Oh, man. Again, it's not the number of errors as much as the timing of the errors. Hawks on a big run there, stopped with a service error that goes just long. Tied at 12. Murr back to serve. Hawks haven't been able to get her off the line very often. She goes at Vanderwide. Ortega, middle from Clayton. Scores! Hawks get her off the line again that time, 13-12. Hansen back to serve. Hawks holding the Buckeyes to 0 hitting percentage this set. Hansen knocks it over. Bad pass. Great play by Murr. Platformed over. Hinkle gives it to Ortega. Vanderwide blocked. What a point for the Buckeyes. Tied at 13. Hawks were just inches away from winning the point. A great hustle play by Murr keeps the Buckeyes in it, and they get the point on the block. Landot and Rader block Vanderwide, and we're tied at 13. Taylor to serve. She spins it and comes forward. Knocks it at Hinkle. Ortega, middle from Clayton. Dug by Murr. Platformed. Ball's tight. Tipped over. Hinkle gets it. Ortega, outside to Bizzario. Dug by Murr. Pedraza, outside. Big swing off the block and scores. That was Gonzalez. Buckeyes back on top, 14-13. Taylor again. Comes forward, fires it. Middle to Hinkle. Ortega, Clayton. Off the block, she's dug up. Chased down by the Buckeyes. Murr's going to have to platform it over. Slagle, Ortega, behind her to Bizzario. Big swing, scores. 14 all. Give Buzz the kill. That's 5 for Buzz. On 25 swings, though, she's got her money's worth out of getting them. Hinkle back to serve now for the Hawks. Mari, couple steps, floats it over. Diving play. Pedraza, middle attack. Vanderwide gets it. Ortega chases it out. Good hands, gets it to Bizzario. And she scores. Buzz gets the kill, and the Hawks have the lead, 15-14. 6 for Buzz. Hinkle to serve again. Steps forward, fires it over. Passes off the net, goes outside to Gonzalez. Big swing off the block, sits on the Buckeye side. Gonzalez will get another try. High off the block this time. Hawks try to chase it into the crowd. Can't quite get it. Tied at 15. Gonzalez now with 13 kills. Hitting percentages come crashing down with the 4 errors here in this set, but still having a great night overall, leading everybody with 13. Gonzalez back to serve now for the Buckeyes. She knocks it over. Good play by Vanderwide. Backside to Bizzario. She's dug up. Ball comes out. Moore takes the big swing at it. Rolled over. Slagle gets it. Ortega. Jones scores. Amaya Jones and the Hawks lead 16-15. Hanging around, hanging around. Buzz to serve now for the Hawks. 16-15. Buzz knocks it over right down the line. Moore takes it. Pedraza, back row, tipped over. Hinkle diving play again. Bizzario to Vanderwide. Knocked down the line. That is the double contact on, that was Rader. 17-15. Hawks by 2. Bizzario to serve again. Buzz spins. Comes forward, right down the line. Moore, pass way off the net. Pedraza chases it down. Back row from Gonzalez, rolls it over, dug by Slagle. Bizzario pushes it out to Vanderwide. Blocked. Big block there from Rader and Pedraza. 17-16. Addie's had full workload tonight. Rader to serve. She knocks it over. Slagle, good pass. Back row from Slagle. She scores! Maddie Slagle, back row kill. Love it. 18-16, Hawks with the lead. Vanderwide to serve. Addie floats it over. No, she doesn't. Catches the top of the tape and drops on the Hawk side. 18-17 with the service error. Pedraza to serve. Big high floater coming again. Vanderwide. Split. Jones tips. Scores! 19-17. Amaya Jones with great placement there. Hawks are in business. Jones will go back to serve. Kill number 7 for Amaya, hitting .353 today. Jones knocks it over. Ball's good ball. Hawks block it. That's Clayton and Anabanjo. They block Davis. Hawks lead 20-17. Timeout Buckeyes. Hawks trying to extend the match. They lead 20-17 here in set 3. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Hawks lead set 3, 20-17. They do trail the match 2-0. Looking to downsize from your family home? The new Oak Knoll East campus is now open and offers many unique amenities for your active lifestyle. Call 319-351-1720 or visit oakknoll.com to set up your personal tour. Oak Knoll is a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawks. Great fight here shown by the Hawks in set 3 as they've pushed out to a 3-point lead as they try to extend and see if they can play a 4th set. Jones will serve again for the Hawks as the teams retake the court. Iowa's kill leader with 3. Hannah Clayton now the block leader with 4. Mari Hinkle 23 digs. Addie Vanderwide with 14 of those. Bailey Ortega has 13 assists. Hawks hitting 132 in the set. Jones to serve. 20-17. Hawks lead. She knocks it over. Good pass. Pedraza goes on the slide to Landot and she scores. 20-18. Landot knocks it down the line and scored on. Amaya Jones couldn't find the dig. Gruensfelder back to serve for Ohio State. Comes forward, floats it across. Vanderwide, good pass, split, middle from Clayton, scores! 21-18, Hannah Clayton with a kill. She's now got 5. Ortega checks in, she'll serve. Bizzario checks in, she's back to the front row. Ortega knocks it down over. Bad pass. Murr has to take it. Rolled over. Hinkle gets it. Ortega behind her to Bizzario. Dug up. Good play by Murr. Gonzalez way off the court. What a swing there. 21-19 as Gonzalez chops it off the swing, or chops it off the block and scores. Good sharp angle there. Gets her the point. Murr, 21-19. She knocks it over. Hinkle. Ortega, middle to Clayton. Landot gets a hand on it. All the way back out. Gonzalez tips. Ortega gets it. Hinkle pushes it behind her to Bizzario. Blocked. Courtney Bizzario blocked, and it's 21-20. Iowa still leads, but the Hawks will call a timeout. Hawks lead set 3, 21-20. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. Iowa Volleyball is also brought to you by University of Iowa Sports Medicine, offering sports injury prevention, treatment, and rehabilitation to athletes of all ages and skill levels. University of Iowa Sports Medicine, team physician of your Iowa Hawks. Teams retake the court. Hawks lead set 3, 21-20. Trail 2 sets to 0, though, so the Hawks have to find a way to close this out so we can play some more volleyball here tonight. Murr to serve for the Buckeyes. It'll be Hinkle, Hansen, and Vanderwide, the likely receivers of this serve. Murr knocks it at Vanderwide. Good pass. Ortega. Middle attack from Bizzario. She goes off the block and scores. Hawks get a much-needed point, 22-20. Hansen now back to serve. She goes over into the 5 spot. She comes forward and fires. Good pass. Pedraza goes to Londot. Tipped. Hinkle gets that one. Ortega. Vanderwide chops it over. Murr gets the dig. Pedraza outside, rolled over. Ortega gets it up in the air. Hinkle platforms it behind it to Vanderwide. Tips, tries to go off the block, but misses. Murr chases it down, platforms it over to Gonzalez. Big swing off the block. Hinkle gets it. Ortega chases it down again. Vanderwide off the block. Gonzalez with the dig. Pedraza, right side to Londot. Big swing off the block. Ortega gets under it. Hinkle to Bizzario. Big swing. Murr with a great dig. Pedraza goes outside. Gonzalez blocked, but covered. Pedraza. Londot down the line, misses wide. 23-20, Hawks on top. Again, Hawks winning their more than their fair share of these scramble points. 23-20 Hawks lead. Timeout Buckeyes. And we'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. Hawks lead set 3, 23-20. Buckeyes lead the match 2 sets to 0. Hawks, though, fighting back, hitting 128 this set, but holding the Buckeyes to 0-40. Hawks with 12 kills and 6 hitting errors. Buckeyes with 11 and 9. So Iowa getting it done right now. On the defensive side, Mari Hinkle 26 digs. Addie Vanderwide 14, Bailey Ortega with 10. 26 digs in a 3-set match is fantastic. Hansen to serve. See if the Hawks can find a way to close this out. Knocks it over. Passes off the net. Pedraza to Londot. Blocked! Clayton and Vanderwide get the block, and the Hawks lead 24-20. Just looking back through stats, 26 digs now for Hinkle. That's the most since Giles Boyer had 25 against Michigan State last spring. Gonzalez gets the kill there. She goes off the Hawkeye block. Sorry about that. Glance down. 24-21. Hawks still lead. Taylor back to serve. Hawks trying to close it out. Taylor spins, comes forward. Knocks it at Vanderwide. Ortega to Clayton off the block. Clayton dunks it over again. Called for a lift, though. Tough play there. Clayton with the left hand tried to slam it down. Gets called for a lift. Probably right, but I've seen middles get away with worse. 24-22. Taylor again. Knocks it over. Hinkle. Ortega. Backside to Bizzario. Off the block. Vanderwide takes it. Ortega. Backside to Bizzario. Through the block. Scores! Hawks take set 3, 25-22, and we'll play a little more volleyball. Hawks trail 2-1, but they're still hanging around. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. Hawks play a complete set 3, win 25-22 to extend the match. Hawks hold the Buckeyes to 0-38 hitting in the third set, 12 kills for the Buckeyes, but 10 hitting errors as the Hawks threw out 5 blocks. Ohio State did a great job on the defensive end too, with 6 blocks in that set. But the Hawks only had 7 hitting errors in total, as they didn't hurt themselves quite as much, came up with 13 kills of their own, hitting 115 in the set. Hawks now hitting 0-38 on the match, 29 kills, 24 errors. 8 kills for Bizarro, hitting 182. Maya Jones with 7, hitting 353, so she's doing a very nice job offensively. Otherwise, the Hawks are really having to work to get it, to take a ton of swings to try to get their kills. Gabby Gonzalez leads the Buckeyes. She has 15 kills. Did have 4 hitting errors in that set. She's down to 262. Emily Londot, 10 kills, but she has 7 errors, hitting 103. Buckeyes hitting 167 on the match. 21 digs for Kylie Murr, so she's doing a fantastic job in the back row as well. But 26 for Mari Hinkle. Last Hawkeye to get to 30 was Hallie Johnston. She had 30 in the fall of 2019 against Indiana. So Mari with a good chance to run down that number. 28 assists for Mac Pedraza, 15 for Bailey Ortega to lead the Hawks. 5 blocks for Hannah Clayton, as she's done a great job patrolling the net. 3 from Amaya Jones. 9 blocks tonight for Riley Rader of the Buckeyes. So really good job for her. That's got to be, do a quick check of the stats here. Riley's number, her career high for blocks is 11. This is a season high for her, so she's chasing that down. Grunsfelder to serve. Knocks it over. Diving play by Vanderwide. Ortega goes outside to Hansen. She goes right down the line and scores. Kendra chops it down the line. Hawks lead 1-0. Kendra will go back to serve. She knocks it through. Good pass. Pedraza pushes it outside. Gonzalez tips it over. Ortega one-hands it, but nobody's home to pick up the second ball. Kill Gonzalez. We're tied at 1. Murr to serve. Comes forward, fires it over. Vanderwide, pass to Ortega, backside to Bizarro. She goes over the block and out of bounds. Hitting error for the Hawks, 2-1 Buckeyes. Murr to serve again. Vanderwide, Ortega, Clayton behind her, has to roll it over. Murr gets the dig. Pedraza middle attack. Rader scores as she goes off Hinkle 3-1. Give Rader 5. She's been very efficient. No hitting errors for her tonight. Hawks can't get Murr off the line. She floats it over. Hinkle passes tight, overpass, and Rader goes up and knocks it down. 4-1 Buckeyes. All of that momentum the Hawks had built kind of leaking away here real quick in the fourth set. Murr comes forward, knocks it over. Vanderwide doesn't move her feet, and that's an ace serve. 5-1 Buckeyes. Hawks need to get this parade stopped right now. Murr comes forward again. Knocks it over at Vanderwide again. Great pass this time. Bizzario on the right. Goes at Murr. Can't control the second ball, though. Hawks get the kill. 5-2. Kill from Courtney's her 9th. And that puts Hinkle back at the service line. See if the Hawks can get back into it right away. Mari knocks it over. Good ball. Passes off the net. Goes outside. Rolls it over. Slagle gets it. Ortega behind her to Bizzario. Bizzario sharp cross. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good as she rolls it over the top of the net and drops it right across the net. 5-3 Hawks trail. Hinkle to serve. Knocks it over. Ball's off the net. Pedraza gives it to Londot. Goes wide. 5-4 as the Hawks have crawled right back in this. The Londot air, her eighth air to go with 10 kills, hitting .065 on the day. Hinkle again. Hawks on a 3-0 run. Mari knocks it over. Good pass this time. Pedraza chases it down. Middle attack dug up by Slagle. Ortega to Jones. Off the block. Covered by Hinkle. Ortega to Bizzario. Dug up. Pedraza chases it down. Londot rolls it over. Slagle. Ortega. Vanderwide off the block. She's dug up. Pedraza chases it down. Good middle attack there. Hawks batted over. Murr. Pedraza. Londot off the block scores. Jones couldn't quite press the block. Londot's her kill number 11. 6-4 Buckeyes. Taylor back to serve now. She checks in. Couple bounces. Rips it over. Vanderwide steps in. Ortega goes to Bizzario, and Buzz hammers it home. 6-5. Kill number 11 for Court. And Courtney wins the serve. 6-5. Buckeyes lead. Courtney comes forward. Knocks it off the net. Buckeyes, though, ready for it. Rolled over. Hinkle. Bizzario outside to Vanderwide. Off the block. Covered by Slagle. Bizzario behind her to Anabanjo. She's dug up. Ball's played all the way across to Gonzalez. Big swing. Diving play by Slagle. Vanderwide gets it. Slagle tips it over. Good play. Pedraza goes up. Middle attack. Diving play by Slagle. Bizzario out to Vanderwide. Goes over. She's dug up. Outside, Gonzalez, big swing off the block. Bizzario digs it. Hinkle uses feet down Anabanjo. High off the block. She's dug up again. Middle attack, tipped over. Slagle gets it. Bizzario pushes it outside to Vanderwide. It's a good transition. Back outside. Pedraza outside to Gonzalez. Off the swing, dug by Hinkle. Bizzario platforms it to Vanderwide. Big swing down the line. Scores! Couldn't tell if it was in or not. Vanderwide gets the score, and we're tied at 6. Another long hustle point from the Hawks. Buzz breathing heavy, looks a little tired. 6-all. And she knocks it in the net. Maybe she was a little tired. 7-6 Buckeyes on the service error. Great effort there from the Hawks. Gonzalez will go back to serve for the Buckeyes. She knocks it over. Slagle steps in. Split. Hawks misconnect there. She was trying to hit Anna Bonjo on a middle. Missed that connection, though. 8-6. Gonzalez again. Smacks it over. Vanderweid's off the net. Split has to fight through traffic. It's tight. Vanderweid punches it into the block. Split from Jones. Murr, two-handed dig. Pedraza, middle to Raider, scores. 9-6. Big play there from the Buckeyes. These liberos have been fantastic. And actually, Ohio State has 5 players in double digits in digs. So what a backline defense they've been playing. Gonzalez knocks it over. Slagle, decent pass to Split. Slide to Jones, off the block. Dug up by Moore. Pedraza back outside to Moore. Tips it. Split gets it. Hinkle pushes it behind her to Vanderweid. Vanderweid tips off the block and scores. Good play there by Addie. 9-7. 7 kills for Addie. Taking 44 swings to get there. Boy, she had to work tonight. The kid will sleep well, that's for sure. She's back to serve. 9-7. Buckeyes lead. She floats it over. Murr, good pass. Slide coming. Give that kill to Raider. Big swing there from her on the slide. Raiders got 8 now to go with no errors, hitting .381. And she won the serve. Raider tosses it up, knocks it over, knocks it out. 10-8. Hawks back to within 2. Amaya Jones back to serve. Hinkle goes out. Clayton comes in. Jones spins, fires. Passes tight. Oh, but Pedraza wins the joust with Hansen. Give Pedraza the kill. And it's 11-8. Pedraza back to serve. Like to see Hansen be just really aggressive there and hammer it home. Pedraza, big high lob. Split. Clayton scores. Hannah out of the middle gets it. 11-9. Clayton's got 6 now. Split goes out. Anabanjo goes out. Bezario and Ortega come in. Ortega comes to the service line. Bailey knocks it over. Gonzalez, good pass. Slide to Londot. Dug by Ortega. Dug by Vanderweid. Hawks get it up in the air, but they're going to be called for 4 contacts. Great effort again from the Hawks. Just couldn't quite keep control of the ball. Give Londot the kill there. 12-9 Buckeyes. In to serve is Gruensfelder. She comes forward, rips it. Middle of the court, Vanderweid. Ortega, slide from Clayton, scores. Hannah Clayton finding a swing. 7 kills for her now. 12-10. Hawks back to within 2. Hansen will go back to serve. Schmidt checks back in for Vanderweid now. The Hawks shaking it up a little bit. Hawks have to get a captain right now. Hansen knocks it over. Gonzalez to Pedraza. Backside to Londot. Rolls it over. Boy, she found the good spot there again. Wasn't the powerful swing, but found a good spot. 13-10. And that will put the dreaded Kylie Murr back to the service line. Hawks have either gotten her off there or she spent some quality time there. Let's root for the getting her off there portion of the program. Murr knocks it over. Hinkle. Passes off the net. Ortega goes behind her to Bizzario. Sharp cross scores. Got her off there. 13-11 on the Bizzario kill. 12 for Buzz. Hinkle back to serve. Fires it over. Decent pass. Pedraza goes to Londot, who tips. Slagle, Ortega, Jones, blocked. Blocked back onto the Hawkeye side. As Jones hit it off of, couldn't quite see who that was. Looked like it might have been Raider and Londot. And that will put Taylor back at the service line. 14-11, Buckeyes on top. Taylor spins it and comes forward. Schmidt balls off the net. Ortega behind her to Bizzario. Sharp cross. Same result. Scores as she goes off of Taylor. 14-12. Buzz now has 13. Buzz back to the service line. Ortega goes out on a banjo into the front row. Bizzario comes forward. Overcorrects the net serve and knocks this one out of play long. 15-12 Buckeyes. Gonzalez will be back to serve for Ohio State. Hawks holding on. Need to find a way to get a side out and string together some points. Gonzalez, though, fires it at Schmidt. Slagle chases it all the way down. Couple Hawks collide, but platform it over. Ohio State runs the slide. Big swing back onto the Buckeye side. Moore is going to get a swing from the outside. Hinkle, what a play. Schmidt. Hinkle platforms it over. Buckeyes in system. Look out. Middle attack from Raider scores. 16-12. Kill from Raider. Hawkeyes will go ahead and call timeout. Ohio State leads set 4, 16-12, and lead the match 2-1. We'll take a break. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball, presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. Hawkeyes trail set 4, 16-12. Trail the match 2-1. Mari Hinkle career high with digs. Previous best was 20 against Illinois. She has 29 tonight. She makes the push to 30. Gonzalez knocks it over. Schmidt to split. Backside to Anabanjo knocks it over. Murr. Pedroza. Raider hammers it home. It's 17-12 Ohio State. See if the Hawks can find one more push. Starting to push into that now or never time here. Bizzario checks back in. Split checks out as the Hawks they'll go back to running 5-1. They did this against Maryland the other night. The switch was really nice just to shake it up. Gonzalez knocks it over. Schmidt steps in front. Ortega chases it down. Bizzario from the back row goes long. 18-12. Buckeyes on a 4-0 run. The first two sets, this was kind of the Hawks' trouble spot. Gonzalez to Schmidt. Ortega. Middle from Jones. She's blocked, but she covers herself. Schmidt goes up. Blocked back on the Hawks' side. Pancaked up. Hawks get it over. Pedraza pushes it outside to Moore. Big swing. Off Slagle. Murr takes it. Pushes it outside to Moore. Big swing. She scores this time. 19-12 Buckeyes. as Moore just pounds it through the block for her 5th kill. Gonzalez to serve again. Hawks in a bit of trouble here. She knocks it over. Slagle, bad pass. Ortega to Bizzario. She swings long again from the back row. 20-12 now. Buckeyes just 5 points away. Hawks will use their last timeout. We'll go ahead and take the timeout as well. You're listening to Hawkeye Volleyball from Learfield. Welcome back to Hawkeye Volleyball presented by Quickstar. I'm John Evans. Buckeyes lead set 4, 20-12. Hawks hitting 121 this set, which is actually better than it has been. 0-54 for the match. But the Buckeyes have really turned up their offensive intensity, hitting 345 now on the 4th set with just 1 hitting error to go with 11 kills. Gonzalez to serve again. Hawks have to have a side out to see if they can keep this match going for a while. Gonzalez knocks it over. Big floater this time. Schmidt runs up and takes it. Ortega gives it back row to Bizzario. She hits it off of, didn't see who that was, but Murray gets it. Moore platforms it over. Slagle takes it. Ortega, bad ball, gets it to Schmidt though, but mishandled by the Buckeyes. Gonzalez tips it over. Schmidt takes it. Ortega gives it to Schmidt off the block. Moore gets the dig. Pedraza gives it on the middle attack, dug by Bizzario. Ortega outside to Schmidt, goes high off the block, but Gonzalez gets the dig. Pedraza outside to Moore. Big swing off the block, off Schmidt, 21-12. Six-0 run for the Buckeyes. Have really blown open what was a good back and forth battle early in the set. Gonzalez knocks it over again. Slagle, Ortega, slide to Jones, through the block, scores. Hawks stop the run, 21-13. Slagle checks out, Hansen checks in. We'll see if the Hawks have any answers here. Vanderwide comes in for Schmidt. She'll serve. (21-13). Vanderwide floats it over. Moore takes it. Pedraza outside to Moore. Big swing, dug by Hinkle. There's 30. Bizzario to Hansen, dug by Murr. Pedraza outside to Moore, off the block. Jones tips it over, but she's dug by Gonzalez. Pedraza middle. Oh, finds the corner. That was Raider. Good swing there. 22-13. Raider will go back to serve. She knocks it over. Vanderwide. Hansen's blocked. That was Davis and Pedraza that get the block. 23-13. Raider again. Spins it. Comes forward. Vanderwide, good pass. Jones on the slide. Scores. 23-14. Jones with the kill. That's her 9th. She'll go back to serve. Amaya spins it. Comes forward. Bad pass. Ace serve. Amaya Jones, 23-15. Amaya's done a little bit of everything tonight. 9 kills, 2 service aces, 3 blocks. Jones fires again, right down the line. Murr, good pass. Pedraza, middle attack. Davis scores. Whole bunch of match points coming up here for the Buckeyes, 24-15. Pedraza back to serve. Big high floater coming, although this would be kind of a fun time to see her just bullet one after she's floated them all night. Nope. Big high floater. Vanderwide. Slide to Clayton. Off the block, scores. 24-16. Hawks live to fight it, or fight for another point. Ortega to serve. Bailey bounces it, comes forward. Moore off the net. Pedraza, land out on the slide. Tips it off the block, falls on the Hawkeye side, and that'll do it. Buckeyes take set 4, 25-16, and take the match 3-1. But before we sign off here, we'll just do a quick rundown of the stats. Courtney Bizzario led the Hawks, 13 kills, hit 186. She also had 4 assists, an ace, 3 digs, and a block. Amaya Jones had 9 kills, hit 348, 3 blocks, and a couple service aces. Hannah Clayton working hard tonight, 8 kills, 5 blocks. Addie Vanderwide, 7 kills, did have 8 errors, but had 16 digs in the back row to go with a couple blocks. You had then, boy, on the defensive side, you had Mari Hinkle, 30 digs. As I said, first Hawk in almost 2 years to get to that number. But Vanderwide with 16, Slagle with 12, Ortega with 11. So 4 Hawks with double digits. 25 assists for Bailey Ortega. As I mentioned, Clayton had 5 blocks. Hawks hit just 063 for the match, 42 kills, 31 hitting errors. As the Hawks had 81 digs in total, 8 blocks. Buckeyes led by Gabby Gonzalez, 16 kills. Emily Londot had 14. Riley Rader had 11. She had a unique double-double, 11 kills, 10 blocks. 25 digs for Kylie Murr, the libero for the Buckeyes, and 41 assists for Mac Pedraza. He also had 5 blocks from Emily Londot, too. So, different schedule this week. Hawks will not be back in action tomorrow, but rather they'll be in action on Sunday. So if I read my program correctly, Hawks will be in Bloomington, Indiana on Sunday at 1 o'clock as they try to get a weekend split. They've split the last 3 weekends, so the Hawks will see if they can get another split this weekend as they travel to Indiana, a team that they beat just a short time ago. So tune in again Sunday. Thanks for listening tonight. We will be back in action Sunday, as I mentioned. I'm John Evans. Thanks for listening. Have a great evening, and go Hawks.